Hi everyone, it's Rohan, and I am excited to do a demo today of the new redesigned site for Strategies for Savings. So over the past few months, we have really been ramping up on the redesign to make it more user friendly and more intuitive. So I just want to make sure everyone understands how to work through the process. There's a lot of changes that have happened, so I want to make sure there's a resource available for you to to make sure that you figure out the functionality right. And I'm here to help, and Norma's here to help. So you can always message us on the Facebook group or contact us directly. But here's a quick demo. This is targeted towards our existing members, so I'm not going to go through the site or the different roles and everything else, right? I'm just going to go directly into the website. We're going to hit this blue sign in button. We'll put in our credentials. So there's two ways that you can sign in. So once you've put your password, you can either press enter right there, or you can click on the sign in button. And once you click it, the system will authenticate and bring you to the search page, right? That's our default page, is the Strategies4Rx database search. And we take you directly to the new search page that we launched about a week ago. And you'll know that it's the new page if you see the different color-coded tabs here, right, for where the numbering is on how many savings opportunities you have. And then you see a button that says classic mode. So if you are more comfortable with the old way, where the data rows come up and you have to scroll horizontally to see all the information, you can always click the classic mode and you'll be taken back to that old page. But we're going to talk about the new page today, and kind of walk through how it looks and how we do different things. So let's get started. On the left hand side here, we have the search drugs. This is very similar to how it was in the old way, so we haven't changed much here as far as how the search works. You can put in your drug information here. You select what kind of insurance type your client is on, right? Medicare, ACA, or uninsured. And then you would hit that generate report once you were done selecting all of the options you needed. There's a new search grants by diagnosis, which we released a couple of weeks ago. And I'll go into more details a little bit later in the presentation, but just know that it's here. Let's start searching for some drugs and find some savings. So I'll put in Eliquis, I'll put in Farxiga, and I'll put in Keytruda. Okay, so I've got three drugs that I have searched for and selected. You can always clear them if you need to, just hit this X button. But now you see uh, these cards available for each drug. So before we used to have the data rows, right? And actually, I guess I can show what it used to look like. Um, so you would have these data rows, and you would have to scroll to the right to see the different information, right? Income requirement, other criteria. But now we have the actual cards, which are a little bit easier to navigate and look up information. So let's take a look at how these new cards work. So instead of that row and trying to figure out what column to look under, you have these action items that you can click on. Uh, so for Eliquis, if you want to take a look at the income requirement, you just click income. You want to look at other criteria, you click the criteria section. If you want to look at notes that Norma has put in, you just click the notes section here. And then if you want the full view, you click on full details and a box will come up that shows all of the information listed in one spot. Um, for grants, I definitely want to show this filter feature because we put in Keytruda and how the grants work, right? They're by diagnosis, and Keytruda has like over 80 diagnoses. So you'd want to hone in on, let's say the client is diagnosed with bladder cancer. I would put in bladder cancer here, and the cards that are relevant, have the diagnosis bladder cancer come up instead of all of the 89. So it's a fast way to check which ones are relevant for your client. You do want to keep in mind, if you have something in the filter and go back to, let's say I want to go back to my patient assistance programs, you will not see anything here because no cards match that bladder cancer criteria, right? So in order to see all of the patient assistance cards again, I would have to clear this filter, and then everything will show back up again. So let's select a couple of items here. We'll do some Keytruda, and all of these are alphabetically listed. One thing I did want to show was the Maple Leaf Meds integration. So now you have this price check button. If you click on price check for Eliquis, this will actually go fetch the pricing from the website and show you what they have listed. So they'll show the brand Eliquis, they'll show the generic, and then they'll show the pricing for the dosage and quantity. We have something similar for the Canadian Med Store, where this price check brings up a PDF with all of the pricing for the Canadian Med Store. And that is updated regularly. Whenever Norma receives a file from the Canadian Med Store, we put it up on the website. Unfortunately, international shipping is temporarily paused because of the tariff situation. So we've got that in the notes, and we will update everyone once that is sorted out. Uh, but that is it is a cool integration that we've put in, so you don't have to go back and forth on different sites to figure out the pricing. The the generate report works the same as it used to, right? So we've selected a few things. Let's just select this Maple Leaf Meds as well. You would go to generate report, and say similar to before, you've got a box here that lets you pick some options if you want to generate it or if you want to email directly to your client. You can pick a language if you need it translated, and then you can add or remove the patient assistance forms. Keep in mind, if you do add the forms, it does take a little bit longer to generate because we download the forms and combine it into the report. And then the more drugs you have, the longer it will take to generate as well. Typically, the PDF generates within 5 to 10 seconds. But here we have a new kind of splash screen that shows, hey, your savings report is being prepared. And once it's ready, it will show up on the screen here. Uh, You'll see everything that we selected, the patient assistance, those are grouped together. And then we've got our grants here. And then for other savings, you'll see that pricing table for Maple Leaf Meds is included as well. So, and we selected the patient assistance form, so that came up as well. That is all I wanted to show on the search screen. Let's take a look at the search grants by diagnosis. This is a pretty cool feature. You can actually search a grant by, we looked at bladder cancer before, so we'll do bladder cancer again. And once you select the diagnosis, it will show you immediately what the status of that fund is. So these are closed, some are on wait list, and you can see the details of that grant. So cancer care for bladder cancer, here are the requirements, right? The household income requirements, what the initial grant amount is, program cap amount, insurance requirements, all of anything that's relevant to that grant, pharmacist notes, and this is a pretty cool section as well to show you the medications covered. So this is a little bit of a different view than our search screen. So on the search screen, you have to put in a drug, but here you will see which drugs are eligible for this specific grant. And you can open the website directly if you need to. And then the last piece is resources. So under the agent resources section, Norma has updated this with a bunch of new trainings. So, they're all over here. If you need to search them, you can, let's say we want to find something about pain pump. You'll find, you put in pain and only that card comes up. And then you hit the open resource, and the training or the document, any information related will show up in a new screen. So that is it, and hope you guys like all the changes that we've put in and the new redesign. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to contact us directly or through the Facebook group. And I know AEP is coming up in about a month, 4 to 6 weeks from now. Here it's going to be a rough one, so good luck, and anything we can do to help, we're here for you. Talk to you soon.